And so what conservation initiatives or practices are in place to protect those natural habitats within the preserves or across other?
Sure. So we have an awesome natural resources department, and they go out, and a lot of what we're trying to, or what they, I should say, are trying to tackle is just removal of invasive species. The biggest ones that we have on the rail trail would be bush honeysuckle, autumn olive. These are large shrubs, lots of leaves, and they can grow very close to one another and become very dense and very large as far as woody trunk size goes. And that shades out the ground, and so no other species, especially native species, are able to grow underneath of that. And so it's a big problem. So what the Natural Resources Department will do is employ a couple of different practices. In natural resources for removal of whatnot, you usually have like chemical control, you have cultural control, which would be prescribed burning and whatnot. The chemical control would be along the lines of using, say, a broadleaf specific herbicide or something to maintain the grasses, but get rid of, say, these bushes and whatnot, because they are different than grasses genetically. So you can use industry best practices with herbicides, and more specifically selective herbicides, for what you actually want to get rid of while maintaining those higher quality native species. And then lastly, there's the mechanical side of things, and that's using either equipment or saws, chainsaws, what have you, to get in there, boots on the ground, and remove these things. So the process typically goes in this order. Mechanical, get in there and remove it with saws and machinery, these shrubs and whatnot. Chemical comes after that. You need to treat the stumps so that they don't resprout. These bushes, these shrubs and invasives, they really want to live and persist. And so if you don't chemically treat them, they're just going to keep coming back. And then as a maintenance strategy, we use prescribed burning along the rail trail and in our other forest preserves. And the native vegetation around here, even your trees like oaks and hickories, they are used to fire. It's the way they evolved over time, was with fire. So kind of a fun fact, acorns can receive cues to germinate based on the heat intensity from fire. So it's all related. Native grasses and forbs, their root systems go down several feet. I mean, a long way down there. And so with fire, it'll top kill the plant, but it's going to come back because it still has that root system with all those nutrients, right? These species that are not from here and are not adapted to fire are harmed by fire, and that's why it's such a great tool for us. It's inexpensive, and it creates disturbances within the ecosystem that help us achieve our goals.
Awesome.